Hello, Year 5, and welcome back after your half term. I hope you had a fabulous half term and relaxed. Did lots of things outside because the weather was absolutely beautiful, wasn't it? Hope we're back ready to do some creative writing. When Mrs. Long and I discussed what we wanted to do, we decided that we would do a piece of fiction writing. It means we just completed the non-fiction, the non-chronological report about the Olympics, which looks fantastic. Thank you to everyone that sent in your examples and your finished pieces or your paragraphs every now and again for us teachers to look through. Mrs. Long put together a celebration video, and that is available for you to watch now. So keep an eye out to see if your piece of work is on there. Make sure you send all your pieces of work to your teacher, because even if we can't physically mark it in person, we still absolutely love to read everything that you have made, you have written independently. It's just nice to know that we still are connecting with students, because believe it or not, we do miss you and we do miss school. Okay, right, let's get on with this lesson then. So this week we are going to be looking at an alien planet. Okay, I've named the alien planet Pandora. However, if you want to change the name of your planet, you are more than welcome to. This week is going to consist of 5 lessons. Okay, so lesson 1 is going to be vocabulary and collecting sentences, words, just looking at some pictures and really thinking, what can I pull out of that to help us with our writing later. Lesson 2 is going to consist of emotions. We're going to look at what emotions would our character be feeling, how can we write about that, how would you feel if you were put in the shoes of the main character. Okay, it is going to be in first person, which I much enjoy writing, and I'm not sure about you guys, but we're going to be looking at how would you feel if you were to get on an alien planet. All right, lesson 3 then is looking at our first paragraph, looking at our first picture. Lesson 4 will be second picture, and lesson 5 will be our final picture. So actually we're only writing 3 paragraphs this week, so it's not going to be that bad at all. But because you're only writing 3 paragraphs, we expect some high quality vocabulary to be put in there, high quality description, really thinking about setting the scene and making an atmosphere, creating an atmosphere with the words that we use. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at 3 different pictures. We're going to be thinking about what vocabulary, what phrases we might want to use in that paragraph for that picture, and recording it, making sure we keep it safe, so when it comes to writing that paragraph, we've got some ideas already there. Okay, so like in class, how we would collect things, we would model together in the classroom, we're going to be doing that, but you're doing it at home and I'm doing it in my house. Okay, so you need a piece of paper and a pen, preferably pencil, whatever, and make sure you've got somewhere where you can collect your work at the end. So each paragraph that you write is going to be influenced by a picture that we have found of this alien planet. Okay, so no one has ever gone on this alien planet before. It's not been discovered. We don't know if there's life forms on it. We don't know what plants are on it. We don't know if it has running water. Okay, we know nothing about this planet apart from these 3 pictures, and you need to imagine that you have just landed on this planet and you have stepped out, and this next picture I'm going to show you is the first thing you see stepping out of your rocket, spaceship, vessel, whatever. Okay, so this picture coming up. So this is Pandora. All right, you stepped out of your spaceship and this is the first thing you see. Okay, I want you to pause this video and just write down some ideas that you think of. Think about, what do you think you could smell? Think about your 5 senses. What could you smell? What could you hear? Look in the background, hint hint. What could you feel? Could you taste anything maybe? Okay, so have a think of all your senses and write everything down. Fill a piece of A4 paper if you need to. Just make bubbles and just fill it. Pause the video, spend 5 minutes just collecting words. Remember, if you are using a computer, you can always go on to a dictionary or use a thesaurus to find a better word. Or I prefer to use words in sentences personally because I like to come back to it and be able to use it in the future because I've already done half the work for me. Okay, right, let's pause the video now and collect all your words, please. Okay, welcome back. I hope you've got lots of ideas. I've just done one and I've popped it on here, so even if you're struggling or you can't think of any yourself, or you like one or two of mine, because let's not steal Miss Rodwell's, if you like a couple of them, then obviously you can use them. But if you're really stuck, here's some examples for you. So I picked up on, in the background, I could see some waterfalls. So in my head, I thought, really relaxing, the sound of Russian waterfalls, the sound of water hitting the lake at the bottom. I picked overwhelming view of paradise because it looks very surreal there. It looks very nice and calm. Various shades of green stretched out in front of me. Unknown and untracked, because we're the first people on this planet. Unknown terrain. Now, hopefully you know what the word terrain means, but if not, terrain means the land, okay? The unknown floor, landscape structure of the planet, okay? Alien plants weaved upwards towards the sky. Moss-ridden trees, and the last one is magnificently primeval. Okay, primeval means something that is in its original state. So if no one's ever gone onto this planet before, this planet is in its original state. It's undisturbed. Okay, so there's a few that I've used. You can magpie a few if you like. I'd love to know what you guys picked, but obviously it's hard. You can obviously email your teacher. But there are a few there. I like to work in phrases personally because then I can add it into my paragraph when I'm writing it later. But it's up to you guys. If you work better in words, single words, then that's fine. But if you work better in phrases, go for phrases, whatever's easiest for you. All right. So that's our first picture done. This will be our first paragraph, which steps out of the spaceship, and this is the first thing we see. Okay, we're going to have a paragraph to describe what we see, what we smell, what we hear, what we can feel. Okay, so that will be our first paragraph, and we'll be incorporating some of your ideas that you've used yourself. Start thinking, is there any literary devices you may want to add? So maybe use of personification might be nice for you to use in that paragraph. If you think you know you want to use something, add it to your mind map. Add all your ideas now, so later it will become a lot easier for you. Second picture is the second paragraph, which is coming up. So we're going to be doing exactly the same thing. Showing you a picture, getting yourself a piece of paper, preferably another piece of paper, and then mind mapping some words, phrases, whatever you want to use. Okay, so this is your second picture. So you then come across an animal, and this is the animal that we come across. All right, we have to describe this animal in great detail. It could be a friendly animal, it could come trotting up to you, it could be a dangerous animal. You decide what sort of atmosphere that you want to create in this paragraph. It's completely up to you guys. We don't know anything about the animal yet, it's just appeared. Okay, it could walk towards you, it could run towards you, it could go onto its hind legs and rear at you, it could make a funny noise. Whatever you guys think, whatever you want to add to your mind map to get all your ideas down, do it now. Okay, and then I'll show you an example of mine. If you'd like to magpie any, more than welcome. Pause the video now, please, and start recording your phrases or words. Remember to use a thesaurus if you want to. Welcome back. Okay, these are some of the ideas that I've come up with. The picture's not very good there, but you know the picture from before. I've gone for midnight blue. Now we know it's a blue sort of animal, but blue's boring, isn't it, at the end of the day? Okay, so I've chosen midnight blue. You could use an expanded noun phrase there, maybe. Majestic midnight blue. 2 adjectives and a noun, don't forget, so it might be a nice idea to use that. This would be a great opportunity to use an expanded noun phrase to really get in that great detail. I've gone for great stallion, okay, because it looks similar to a horse, but we've not been introduced to it yet, okay, so we need to go on what we know. We're from Earth. I know what a stallion is. Great stallion. It looks very muscly from what I can see there. Not sure if you can see, but it's got 6 legs, and I went to put a word and I realised I didn't like that word, so I crossed it out and I put it's 6 legs trampled the undergrowth. Okay, so undergrowth is another word for leaves, grass, whatever it is, underfoot. Stood over me towering, so we've now got an image that this is an incredibly large animal with 6 legs, a blue animal, something we've never seen before. And I've also gone for majestic beast. We don't know if it's a nice animal or a harmful animal yet. And then a mane that looked like a crown. So I've went for a simile there, because if you can see, if I go back to the original picture, it's got a mane there, but it doesn't look like a mane of a horse, like long strands of hair. It looks solid, so I've put a mane like a crown, which could suggest it's a very important animal maybe on this planet. It could suggest it's the only animal, king of the jungle, who knows. So you can use some of my ideas there. We've looked at colours before year 5, so you should have some lovely vocabulary you could use to describe the colour. If not, I'm sure if you look online, there'll be lots of synonyms for the word blue. But it's thinking about your verbs as well, okay? Stood over me towering, trampled. I think I went to put stepped, and I was like, oh, how boring, Miss Rodwell. Get off the half term. It's 6 legs trampled the undergrowth, okay? Makes it sound like a heavy animal. So think about how you want to portray your creature. Okay, remember you're writing from first person. You're going to be writing about, you're going to see this creature in front of you, and you're writing about what you see, okay? Not what you know, because we don't know anything. Okay, so finally, your last picture. The sun is setting, okay, or I don't know what the equivalent of the sun is in this planet. The light is going, it's coming into nighttime, okay? Then as you look around, suddenly you see this. How beautiful is that? Okay, so this is the planet at nighttime, and you've got to think of how you could describe this. Now, this is a fantastic picture to describe. It's got so many lovely colours in there, and you could use lots of lovely ideas. It might come on all at once, it might come on gradually, it might, random plants might ping up in colour every now and again, okay? It might not all come at once, it might glow as the night gets darker. It's up to you what you want to write about, okay? But it's now nighttime, and you're taking in the wonders of this new planet. You've seen it in the daytime, you've seen the animals that inhabit it, and now this is nighttime, and this is what you are seeing. So you could get some lovely vocabulary. Okay, think about the colours. You could compare it to a simile. If you look around, the trees are really odd. How could you describe those trees? I just think that's a beautiful image. You could pull some really, really nice vocabulary out of that image. So again, another piece of paper. Start mind mapping ideas for this paragraph. Phrases, words, sentences. If you already know maybe an adverb that you want to use, put it down. A writing technique you want to use, put it down, okay? Any ideas that you have, just put them down, okay? Pause the video and do that now. Okay, right, you should have some ideas. Now, here's a few of mine. I didn't want to give you a lot because I think I've given you a lot in the other ones, so I'm making you work this time. I came up with vivid luminescent lights appeared. Okay, I've gone for an expanded noun phrase there, and I'm hoping to use that in my writing. Sea of colour, because there is a sea of random colours. You could expand on that. Neon, those sort of colours are called neon. Plants that look like they belonged under the sea, because I thought these looked a little bit like coral maybe. and as if an artist had painted all the foliage. Foliage is another word for plants, trees, leaves, flowers, okay? So there's some ideas there. You can magpie if you want again, but I prefer if you use Jerome. There's only 5 there though. Hopefully you've got a lot more and they're much better, and you've used a range of literary devices to really hook the reader in. Just, I'd really go for a sense of mystery in this one, or suspense really. I think they're quite calming colours, because it could be like you finally come to a realisation this isn't a bad planet, or it could be the opposite, they're dangerous colours, whatever you guys want to do. Okay, so hopefully you've got some ideas and you're ready for tomorrow's lessons, where we're going to be feeling about emotions. We're going to be looking at the same pictures, we're going to be talking through the same context. How would you be feeling in that? And we're going to be looking at doing shades of emotions that we've done for previous lessons. Okay, so I'll be attaching one. Hope that's okay, guys. If you would like to send anything to your teachers, you've got the class emails. Make sure you keep in contact, please. It's lovely to see your ideas and see how hard you're working. If you have any questions, again, email the teachers. We're all available. Okay, have a fabulous day, and I'll look forward to speaking to you all tomorrow.